Today, we talk about...
All right, so I know it may be a little blasphemous. I'm wearing a different pair of jogger sweatpants now. Bob. But, alright, just so you know, if you're here just for the history, by the way, yeah, I'm fucking flexing on y'all bitches. Nah, but, it's all my dirty doctor utilitarian-ish on the flow. If you're here just for the history portion of the video, go to this time point of the video. Bop. Otherwise, I'm about to go through the entire flex of what I got from John Elliott, and then we'll get into it. Aesthetic. Boom. We're here to talk about these. So, damn. Right off the rip. Maroon. Navy. Hit you with that bop, yo. And finally, last but not least, that black though. Have no idea. They came with, I guess, sail drawstrings. It's kind of interesting, but I'll take it. He knows what he's doing, so there you go. Oh, almost forgot. I have some old additions to the collection. This one is not a pair of Escobars, full disclosure. I forget what model name this was. And it's not listed, so that's not very helpful. But, you know it's legit. So there's that one. This one doesn't fit as well to me as the Escobars, I will tell you that right now. Therefore, I went with a nude pair as well way back when. Bop, super plush. This one is Escobar. All right, so let me pull out all these pairs just to give you all a closer look. Now this is my patented classic in that lovely, would you call it heather gray? I'm not sure. You can kind of see, you know, the claim to fame for the Escobar is this, on the ankle collar. You've got the pockets, you've got the zipper. They use that high-class Riri zipper. Riri triggered. Drawstrings, beautiful, beautiful, lovely modern cut and feel to them. I mean, these just, you can't beat these, bro. You cannot beat these, I'm telling you. So I had to go with the nude / naked, another classic look for them. Again, you see that lovely zipper touch. This one I still have the tags on, I figure I'll show you. John Elliott as part of their main line. So right here, baby, same thing. And then this is not a pair of Escobars, slightly different cut to it. Fits a little bit differently, still premium plush, but just fits a little bit different, just a little tiny bit. But hey, got a brown pair, so it is what it is. But then had to throw in a black. And why don't I just rip this open? Oof, I mean, just look at this, man. This color, nice little fade to it, make it a lot more wearable. Navy, or I guess more of a, it's not really navy, maybe a lighter. Navy, definitely not. Midnight navy compared to black right there. Lovely detail to these, love that. Again, same cut, part of the main line. Got these all as part of their Black Friday sale. Oh, this is an exclusive. This is not part of their main line. How about this one? I wonder. Oh, this is another exclusive. And this one, I believe, is main line. Yep. So there you go, the black with the Salish drawstrings. Not sure why it's so long for these. I don't think this one was as long. This one was black, so it is what it is. I would have loved these laces on these and these laces on these, but I ain't the designer. He is. That's why he's le shit. So, hey, love this. Now, I did have another pair of black joggers. They come from Rag & Bone, but the cut and feel of these is remarkably superior. No shade, Rag & Bone. Y'all still dope. But yeah, so why don't we talk about the history of the brand very briefly. So John Elliott was formed in the spring of 2012 between himself and his BFF / business partner, Aaron Levy, my bad, my guy. First season didn't debut until 2013. Now, John Elliott's mission statement is essentially kind of the same as any other brand that newly forms, at least as of late. So let me read off what he basically said. He goes, it's been a lifelong passion project. Figures. The brand is the result of me solving the problems I had with my own wardrobe. I started with basic categories and focused on creating functional yet modern fits with unique fabrics. We pay attention to details that matter. Yes, end of sentence. Our French terry is custom knit in the US to our specifications. Our zippers are sourced from Riri in Switzerland, not to be confused with the bad girl. Triggered. We travel to Japan to source and develop fabrics. We are at our production facility in LA every day, overseeing the process. Dope. Commitment. I love that. Now, for those of you looking for inspiration to start your own brands or do your own things in life, just know this. The way that Aaron and John met was back in high school, and John was actually dyslexic. Ironic as fuck. Elliott was always more interested in sports, things like basketball, skateboarding, and design rather than mathematics, which is what he was being tutored in. And he tried to start a skateboarding company in the 5th grade called One Way. At the wee little age of 8, he actually submitted his own shoe design to Nike. They rejected him, of course, but here's the letter. Long story short, they basically said, nah, cuh. But John Elliott has been quoted as saying that rejection letter just being heard and seen by Nike, which I can't even get a retweet these days. Am I right? Just having them respond to him and acknowledge him was all he needed as the motivation to continue with this passion project. And here we get. In March of 2014, John Elliott and Company was named one of GQ's best new menswear designers of America. Together, John and his buddy Aaron have managed to grow a small initial investment of $30K into a fledgling business. And even back then in 2014, they was already at 7 digits, my guy. John's business partner did say that he had no interest in developing another fashion company. He described himself as someone who's not cool for a living. Kind of like me. He said what attracted him to the opportunity was the able to rise above trends and make clothes that were relevant 10 years ago and will hopefully be relevant 10 years from now. All right. Manufacturing is done entirely in LA. They say the foundation that they built the company on is 3 things: French terry, denim, and jersey. But let's backtrack for a second, shall we? John Elliott got his start in retail at San Francisco Shop Villains on the city's iconic High Street. And that's before he became the manager and head buyer of Jack's, which was another San Francisco store founded by 2 veterans of Silicon Valley, in fact. It was while he was working at Jack's that Elliott met Simon Miller of the pared-down luxury jeans brand that carried his name. And this turned out to be a fantastic resource for John when he decided to go off on his own. He also had a college friend, Rob Garcia, who he helped with in the early days of his brand, Anwar Label. And hey kids, it just goes to show, it really matters who you know. Holy shit, that just fucking rhymed, bro! But I'm not a rapper. As far as his style influences go, Elliott has been quoted as saying Pat Duffy, a local skater who was in all the Plan B skate videos. Plan B? For real? Alright. Now, I personally am not a big skater or big on skater history, but this Pat Duffy guy was apparently the Michael Jordan of his hometown. John also looked up to Deion Sanders, who was so brash, so confident, he knew he was the best. He loved that. And I gotta agree with him on that front, because maybe not for Deion Sanders, because I never saw him play, but T.O., Terrell Owens, he might have talked that talk, but he walked that walk, baby. And I was all about that ish. I'm a big fan of being able to do that. Kurt Cobain, another big one for John. He said when In Utero dropped, it changed his whole look. He describes him as effortlessly iconic. Really made him OD on red flannel. With all this passion, influence, and dedication, fast forward to John Elliott being nominated for the prestigious CFDA Swarovsky Award for menswear, and he's carried in a number of respected retailers like Barney's, Bergdorf Goodman, Stephen Allen, Mr. Porter. Shout out Mr. Porter, I've dropped several racks with y'all. Why am I doing that? He caught fire in the menswear space, and editors from Complex, GQ, Hypebeast were all singing his praises. He even caught the attention of what Fashionista describes as rapper cum designer Kanye West. Nice word choice, Fashionista. Now, legend has it, John Elliott and Aaron were invited to New York City to present the rest of their line at menswear mecca Atrium. Never heard of them, but I'll take their word for it. Just based on the quality of their jeans alone. And apparently one buyer came by and held up one of his crew necks and goes, "What are those? You think you a designer now, motherfucker?" And obviously that would have hurt John's feelings back then. But of course, now what John describes as a kid sent from heaven, apparently. Some kid stopped by and held up one of the other pieces and goes, "Damn, son, where'd you find this?" And apparently the whole energy of the room changed after that and everything caught fire. John has said that he owes his career to that kid. That is fascinating. Talk about right place, right time, just putting yourself out there, day. Hey, yo, I got it. Now, my personal favorite is the sweaty pants. So, for example, the navies and then, of course, the classic grays. See these drawstrings? Bigger than my Shout out to America. Did I bring another pair, actually? No, I did. The maroons, baby. Now, it's reached a point where his sweatpants are pretty much synonymous with his brand name. When you think joggers and modern-day sweatpants, you think John Elliott, my guy. Now, my friends would bust on me and try to scare me, but bruh, I got into lounges and restaurants just fine with these joggers. Now, the bouncers would give me a hard time, but then they'd be like, bruh, I'm gonna let you slide this time. Bruh, yeah, you wins, because these are the shit. And whenever my friends would invite me to events and stuff, they would always worry, like, dude, don't wear sweatpants. But to them, their idea of a sweatpant was much different than what this is. And this is really the modern day sweatpant now, you know, and we ain't going back, I hope. And they've gotten a lot of looks. I get a lot of compliments on these. I get a lot of, where'd you get those kinds of questions from these? So that really goes to show how iconic this design has become. So good on you, John Elliott. And of course, these are now the only sweatpants I will ever buy. And to be honest with you, most of the time I ever put on pants, it's a pair of these, my guy. They're elastic, they're comfortable, they're very nice fitting. They go and match with any and all brands of sneakers you want to wear. So you never have to wear a Nike Tech Fleece with an Adidas product or vice versa. So that's pretty nice. And yeah, these models are the escobars. And John has been quoted as saying that they were inspired by 80s soccer uniforms and in terms of the cut and how they look. And I'm guessing that has to do with the fact that maybe Colombia at the time was much more prominent in the soccer realm, and hence they're called escobar. But it is what it is. I have no idea. Let me know if you have any better clues. Now, as a side note, John has also caught the attention of Nike eventually. So circling back to way back when he was 8 years old, this dyslexic kid who just took a shot. Took an opportunity to send a shoe design to Nike, got rejected. Lo and behold, Nike's reaching out and giving him a call. Like, yo, cuz, you want to collab? And he said, yeah. And the rest is history. First, he had the Nike Vandals, which were based on the original model that had debuted in the Terminator. I actually have those pairs from the Terminator. Then, he went on to get his entire own collaboration with LeBron James, and that ish is fire. I actually bought those, made a separate video on them. Feel free to check them out. Bop, click that. And yeah, he's been rolling, my guy. He's on top of the world, I would imagine. So good on you, John. Inspiration for us all. Love the product. And yeah, wish you nothing but the best. Keep butting out-ish, and maybe looking into a pair of your denims someday soon. They're looking pretty good. And yeah, if you have any further questions, or if you have any further details about the history of the brand or other ish that I didn't mention that you feel like are worth mentioning, leave them in the comments section so not only I can enjoy it, but others can too. And with that said, we'll see you on the next one. We out.